right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of 15 Minutes of Lame. Where are they now? Where we actually take past contestants from previous 15 Minutes of Lame. We're going to do the 2020 year first, and we're going to see whether their reptile dreams came true or whether they just went south like Sherman and they lost everything. So my first guest is the fucking gorgeous Jamie Cadile of RC Reptiles. What's up, Jamie?
Not much. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for being the first recording of this stupid show. So I appreciate that. What have you been up to?
Staying busy just with life in general. But still with the snakes, obviously. They're still here. We still got them. We're still breeding. Haven't thrown in the towel quite yet.
All right. Well, you were first on September 3rd, 2020. Okay,
Yes.
that was the first time you came on. You were actually one of the first contestants that actually came on. So in the last so basically 2 years and 1 month ago.
Hmm.
So how has your collection changed since that first appearance on the show?
We've just added, I mean, I wouldn't even say we added a lot. I think once we went out of quarantine, everybody was allowed out again. Life kind of got busy again, and we added like a couple handfuls of snakes, but nothing outrageous. We're still kind of working towards our initial double recessive projects. So
Oh my god, is it still a growing year 2 years later?
no, I mean, yeah, but um, shouldn't every year be a growing year? So if anybody says they're not growing anymore, then what's wrong with them?
Right, right. But
Hmm.
you know, I mean 2 years is a long time to work at this shit. And how long were you
Right.
doing it before you came on the first 15 minutes?
Months.
Just a
I
couple of months.
we started in January. Well, no, I'll take it back. We got into the hobby in January of 2019.
Okay.
We had our first clutch at the end of 2019. And then, so I mean, I think we were like maybe 3 or 4 clutches in when we were on the first time.
Okay.
So,
And how much money have you dumped into it in the last 2 years?
uh, well, not actually, probably just maintenance and a few, like I said, a handful of animals. Probably nothing too outrageous. I would say maybe 12 to 15,000, maybe. And but that was
Okay.
like we purchased an or not incubator. We purchased the ultrasound, and like
Okay.
I mean, so a few bigger purchases, but for the most part, it's just been maintenance and keeping everything going.
Okay, so you've been doing this for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And when I
Yep.
first spoke with you, you'd never done a show. Have you done a show since then?
No.
No. Do you not feel the need
No.
to do shows or
Well, we only produce I mean, not a handful, but we had 6 clutches so far this year with our 7th in the incubator. And
okay.
so it's like, and it's not, a lot of it is like we're holding back a lot of the females. So I guess we could take males, but I've just, life is busy. Our weekends are taken over by our kids. So we're always somewhere and on the go. So I feel like planning out a show and taking all the animals and bringing them back and just not something I'm ready to do right now.
So would you say once COVID kind of died out, family duties basically took over?
I
Uh,
mean, yeah. I mean, for the most part, I think life just everybody had so much time on their hands in COVID. You know what I mean? Like everybody was starting a YouTube channel. Everybody was so into the reptile hobby and like all about it. And then like you have to go back to work and you have to kids go back to school and you know what I mean? I think everybody for the most part just life kind of came back around and got back to normal.
So life
That's what happened to us
got in
at
the
least.
way. Got in the way of your
Yeah.
reptile dreams. Yeah.
That's right.
Right. Now, has it gone as you expected it would go, or are you like, are you happy with where you are right now with the snakes as opposed to 2 years ago? Is it a better situation or is it a worse situation? Is it more work than you thought it would be, or is it less work?
It's about what I expected. I mean, like I told you back then, we're not trying to get rich off this. Like, you know what I mean? This is like a family hobby for us. It's something to just have fun with. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's not work because everybody likes being in here and likes doing, well, most of the stuff, you know what I mean? But as to where we were expected to be at this point, I think we're just slightly behind that because last year we did not have any girls go. So last year was kind of a downer for us, but we're about where I expected to be probably last year.
Okay. All right. Now, has anything happened that was totally out of left field, unexpected? Whether it be drama in the hobby or whether it be snakes dying or, new pickups or that you didn't expect to get. What's happening with that?
Well, I think back when I talked to you the first time, we were still kind of trying to do it with somebody.
Right.
That didn't work,
Right. Right.
and I kind of dealt with a little bit of the drama in the hobby there, but whatever. I mean, you kind of move on, get over it, and do your own thing. You know what I mean? But we did. We had our first experience with babies not making out of the eggs this year. So we
Oh,
did have
okay.
some like kink babies. We had one that like intestines were kind of, it wasn't anything to do with umbilicus. It was just like disformed and had something going on. So we did have to call our first babies this year. But
Right.
like I said, the first year I talked to you, I think we were like 3 clutches in. We got our
Right.
seventh in the incubator now. So more babies, more problems, you know?
Right. So are you more happy, less happy, or exactly the same happy as when you first started doing this?
I would say more happy. The closer you get and the more you see, I think it like kind of gets you more ramped up for the next stage.
Right.
Like at first I thought it would be like really cool, but now like experiencing it and like seeing the babies that we hatched out in 2020 growing to adult and starting to think about what we're going to pair with them and stuff like that. I like it. I mean, I definitely see us doing it even on the small scale that we are for a while.
Okay. So there's no plans on quitting.
No, no,
Ah, okay. You
I
disappoint me.
know.
Okay. Yeah. Have you started with other species, or is it still just ball pythons?
We're still just breeding the ball pythons. We have the corn still, but I just can't imagine that many little babies. Like the girls said, our girls wanted to breed the corns in the beginning, and now like they are kind of over that. So I'm not trying to breed any corns. And then we have one retic, so that's it.
How big is the retic now?
He's about 8.5. Chris always tells me he's bigger, but you know how guys are.
Yes, I do. Okay. So is the dream all it was cracked up to be? Or are you having that much fun with it now, or is it more so like, hey, this is just what we're doing, and we're doing it until we make some money at it?
I mean, the dream, I don't know what you consider the dream. I
Well, it's
think
whatever all the reptile guys want to do.
all the passion you have, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Holy fuck. Yeah.
um,
Is the passion gone at
no,
this
I
point?
mean, it's not gone. It's definitely not as consuming as 2020 because, like I said, life, yeah, going back to work, going back to school. Um, So it doesn't consume my life. Like I'm not watching. I don't know how everybody finds the time to watch all the lives now and the catch up on all the videos. Like I have a hard time watching everything that I watched back then. So now I have it like a handful of people that I really like. I'll watch. You know what I mean? Back then it was like every single night you could get on
I
somebody's
remember.
live
I
and
remember you used to watch a lot of lives and podcasts. I do remember that about you. Um, now, so how would you say your projects have increased over the last 2 years?
Increase, we actually just build on to what we already had planned. Like,
Okay,
I mean, the double recessives that we start, or because we only started off with a handful of recessives. We haven't like went and bought tons of them since then. So we're only working like four pied, pied, clown, exanthic, and then we found a surprise set of double hets this year of albinos. So um, I guess we have four recessives, and we just kind of build off those. Like we haven't bought anything that wasn't a het. You know what I mean? We're not buying low end animals anymore. You know what I
right.
mean? The last animal, we still haven't bought a $10,000 animal or anything, but I mean we're still going in the right direction. I think and making the right things in the right direction.
Do you have any double visuals right now?
No.
Okay, so you're building towards that. And
Yes.
then obviously when you get the first double visual, you're gonna hold all those back, right?
Probably.
Yes. Okay, and the snakes that you are selling in the meantime, you're doing it all on Morph Market?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
And have sales been decent with the animals you produced, or are they
Uh,
just sitting on Morph Market because there's so many out there?
I mean, they're selling slower than they did in 2020.
Right.
You know, what I mean, 2020, as soon as you put them up, I feel like you were at least getting inquiries on them in 5 days. You know what I mean? But
Right.
we're still selling. We're still staying consistent. Like I just had somebody contact me today about a couple of animals. You know what I mean? So we're staying consistent. I'm kind of slower with getting them up there too, only because finding the time to take the pictures and then going and finding one of them not in shed is like, you know, try to take a clutch of pictures for four babies and one's in shed or one's a mess. And
Right.
so,
How
but
long is your longest animal been on Morph Market?
we have a 2020 still on there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it's a banana lemon blast. So
Male or female?
male,
Oh,
you know what I
male.
mean? There's a million of them out there. So, I mean, he's just kind
Well,
of hanging out with us.
and as far as your social media presence, are
Hmm.
you more on Instagram and YouTube now, or are you less on Instagram and YouTube?
I just got an Instagram like after 20 or beginning of 2021, I believe, is when I got the Instagram. So I just started that. I was on Facebook prior to that, but it's just got to be too much. And so I'm on Instagram, and every once in a while, I might throw like a short up on YouTube. But our
Okay.
YouTube's so inactive.
Right. Okay. Okay. And what has the workload increased or decreased since you were last on?
Increase because I mean, more babies, more work. You know what I mean? We're changing the tubs every other day because somebody's spilling water or doing something. But and like I said, we did add a handful of animals. But I mean, as for work, if you're in here cleaning anyway, what's 5, 10 more animals?
Right. Right. So now, how many animals do you have total now?
Including babies, we probably have about 55, maybe. That's just a
Okay.
rough guess.
All right. So
But
it's still a bit of work
yeah,
to maintain everything. Okay.
yeah.
And is there anything that you want to say to people who are just getting into it right now?
Be patient. You always say it, you know how the new ones don't realize how long 2 years is.
Right.
But I think like since we got into it later in life and we're not 20 something years old and we have two kids and they help us out, I think these last 2 years actually for me have flown by. Um, and now it's kind of nice to, like I said, see the ones that we hatched out now growing up.
Hmm.
So you just gotta trust it, trust the process and stick it out.
And what's the goal you're trying to hit in 2023 with as far as clutches go?
Oh, well, we had 7 this year, so I'm hoping maybe maybe about the same, maybe a couple more next year, and
Right.
that's when we'll start. We have definitely producing single visuals. I don't know if we'll get the double next year, only because of the age of some of the animals.
Right.
So
So you basically stuck to your guns and just kept this as a hobby for the
yeah, I
last 2
mean,
years. Like, you don't wanna be Justin, you don't wanna be Bob Vu. You guys work and have a job and don't depend on the snakes for any income still, right?
right. And it's
Right.
just, I mean, we get to do this together and it's fun. We produce awesome animals and slow and steady wins the race. Like I just want to, one day produce that double visual or produce like a triple, you know what I mean? And just know that we did it from the ground up.
Right, I gotcha. And are you gonna breed any of the, retics or no?
No,
No, not at all, huh? No interest?
no, absolutely not. I'm in Ohio, so they make it real hard to even have them, let
Right.
alone breed them
Are
and do all that.
are there, what is there, a couple of shows a year there, right, in Ohio?
Well, we're right by Pittsburgh, so Pittsburgh gets like they have the Steel City show, which is every other month. They
Oh
have
god, okay.
a smaller one up there that is every month, which that one's
Right,
kind of like it's like probably what you described as the old shows, like cramped in and y- just a lot of you want to wash your hands when you leave, only because you
right.
don't know all the vendors and you know what I mean. It's just kind of dark
Kidding.
and gloomy and
Yeah,
it's not shitty. I won't say it's shitty because, like, I mean, we've gone up there and people do bring some really nice animals up there, but it's like your paycheck snakes. You know what I mean? You're not
right,
going there to really meet anybody or talk too many high end projects.
right, okay. So you plan on keep on keeping it on with this thing, huh?
And that's right.
Okay. Alright, well, see, I upped you guys from 15 minutes to 20 minutes for this show. So
Ooh.
so how could people get in touch with you?
We're RC Reptiles on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can reach us at rcreptiles.net. You can find me on
Do
Facebook, Jamie
do
Cadile. I don't
do
every
you
which
have a
way.
TikTok?
No,
Oh, no.
no,
Just no.
no. I
Fucking
am 40 years old. There is no way I'm getting on TikTok.
I'm 48 years old and I got on TikTok.
I know. How's that working out?
Oh, I didn't. I got 2 videos up, yeah. It's
Yeah,
so
I don't.
sad.
I have a hard time posting on Instagram regularly. I could
Right.
not imagine trying to keep up on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I have not. Um, I do look at it constantly for the giant boobed women, but other than that, I don't listen. I don't watch it at all. Um, but anyway, well, thank you. I appreciate you slapping on some makeup first of all and coming on. You know the rules, and I appreciate you being the actual first guest. I know I was kind of ill prepared for this one, but don't worry, it's going to get better. Okay, and
Right.
this actually this whole series is being sponsored by Patrick McKnight, who was also one of the first 15 minutes guests and of McKnight Stables, and he's the guy or one of the guys that's behind all the genetic testing that
Yeah,
everybody's
that
talking about.
that
Yeah,
interview that you did with him was great. I mean, well, with both of them, but
yeah, they're such
really
cool guys.
interesting.
But but anyway, fucking, I don't want to fucking get people bored because they're all just looking at you anyway. So, um, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it, and this will be out in a couple of days. So I
But
really
thank you.
appreciate you coming on and being the first guest.
Thank you. I always appreciate everything that you do, not only for us, for everybody, all the shows you put out. Awesome. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. All right, Jamie. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.